One of the most crucial skills for chatting on OnlyFans is being able to recognize opportunities to make money. They come and go really fast, so it's imperative that you and your team are able to identify them quickly, make a plan for them, and act on it accordingly. In this video, I'm just going to run you through the strategies that we use to ensure we're monetizing as many subscribers as possible. So the first thing we want to do is build good habits that will make finding opportunities easy. Those are being observant, probably the most crucial. You want to be managing your inbox well. That means clicking unread, right? Obviously on the OnlyFans inbox, there's, all, unread, and when you hit them, they refresh, right? So you need to get in the habit, and your chatters need to be in the habit of clicking unread all the time, every few seconds, right? OnlyFans doesn't show you new people unless you click that, right? Or you refresh in some way. So click unread on Inflow, on OnlyFans, whatever you're using, unread, right? Very important. Now, also, a lot of people don't do this. Click on all, right? There's all and unread. Click all, because if you open a chat and you don't reply to it, it's gonna go to all because it's not unread. Obviously, you can swipe on it to put it back in unread, but the point is, you need to be looking for chats that weren't replied to, because so many people, I promise you, will get left on read by accident. Two very important habits. Now, clearing the chats. I like to get chatters, whenever things build up too much and they're not actively selling people, just keep the chats at 0, right? You should be doing that anyway. Obviously, you need to manage your time well. If you're selling people, might not be the best idea, but you need to be clearing the chats, looking at the oldest ones and just replying to them for the sake of it. Because when it gets too busy, that's when you get overwhelmed and you miss things, right? If you're constantly talking to people, you'll see the opportunities coming, maybe where you wouldn't have seen it on the surface level, but because you're engaging in all these conversations, you're going to be able to think of something to sell them, right? Hope that makes sense. Now, very important, speed. Obviously, speed comes with experience and all that kind of thing, but getting that reply time down. Opportunities go, right? People come on OnlyFans, they get distracted by another creator or they go off OnlyFans. You need to see the opportunity fast by doing this and then act on it quick, right? Maybe you don't have a plan on what you're going to sell them yet, but you need to get on it fast, right? You need to see that person, reply, right? Reply instantly. Following up, right? If someone buys something, an old pay-per-view, if someone tips, if someone renews their subscription, follow up with them, get them talking. That could be an opportunity. Another little hot tip, if you look at the notification section on OnlyFans, so on Inflow, you can open up the other tab and put up notifications. You can see who likes your posts. Just send them a message going, oh, thanks for liking that. Cool, that could be an opportunity, right? Now, perseverance. Finding opportunities in negative situations. For example, if someone was to say, I'm not really sure if I can, buy as much content anymore, maybe you could offer them some kind of one-off payment for the week. No pay-per-view, stuff like that, just being crafty. So who is an opportunity and who do we prioritize first? Well, for that, we like to use an opportunity hierarchy, which basically just tells the chatters who to prioritize when looking for opportunities, right? So the first and most important person to sell, the second they come on, you should be on top of them, right? Is subs that have spent about 300 to 800. Either they're relatively new or they don't show up often. If they don't show up often and they've spent that much, it means that they probably only come on when they want to buy. If they're there every single day, like they're there all the time and they don't buy ever and they're tried all the time, different story, right? Usually if they buy sequences, that's golden. Like if they've just bought one sequence and spent 600 and then they show up again, get them, right? Like that should be your number one priority. Now, moving down. If the chatter's already on top of them or they're not there, let's look for the new subs, right? New people are a blank slate. They could be amazing, they could be terrible, but we want to be getting to them fast so they don't get bored or go somewhere else, right? Moving on then, that's when we get to our big spenders. A lot of chatters will just want to go for the whales. They'll be constantly messaging whales, trying to get them to talk, trying to get them to spend. But the problem is when the whale disappears and you've been neglecting them, Now you don't have anyone else, right? Because whales always go eventually, right? So you can get them, but once you've covered them, that's when you move on to it. Or if they're not there, that's when you move on to it. Now, if all of them are not there, or we're already selling them, that's when we move on to everyone else. I don't care if you say he's a time waster. I don't care if he said that he wouldn't buy yesterday because he needed to save up for a new I don't know, whatever, right? I don't care. Try everyone. That's how you actually make money. Try everyone. As long as you know how to transition well and you don't just seem spammy and stupid, which if you watch my transition video, you'll learn how to do that well, then it'll be fine, right? Now, beyond that, you want to just give subs at least a 24-hour cooldown, right? If a sub has bought 3 hours ago, like a sequence, I would advise not trying to go and sell them another sequence. If they really push for it, maybe. Like, I won't tell you not to, but it's more about don't pursue it yourself, because that's when people feel like they're just really being taken for a ride, right? At least give it 24 hours. I would say a bit more is better, like a few days, but got to do what you got to do. Now, beyond that, responsiveness, right? You want to see, oh, well, is this person actually replying fast? There's no point starting a sequence with someone that's replying every 2 hours. That also comes down to, are you replying fast? Because if it's like they take 15 minutes, then you take 20 minutes, and then it's, then it's terrible. You need to be replying to them quick and see if they will also reply quick. If they do, they might be an opportunity. Now, their situation or what they've got going on, like do they have time? That is really important. If they're on lunch break, probably don't start a sequence. You can sell people at work. We've definitely done it, but you just want to be aware of that. Are they going to get distracted? Are they going to have enough time to go through the whole process? Once you identify who you want to sell, you need to make a plan of what you're going to sell them. It's really important that chatters know to be mindful about doing this. Otherwise, they just drift through their shift like, oh, this guy's horny. Oh, let me look through the vault. Oh, no, boss, I'm looking for something to sell him. No, right? No, that's not how you make money. You look for the people, you look at what they buy, what they've been buying, and you go, okay, I know this guy. I think if I sell him this, it's going to make the most money. So this is how they can do that, right? First thing is look at the pay-per-view history. I'm going to assume you're using Inflow, right? Obviously, if you're on OnlyFans, you can just look through the gallery. But if you're on Inflow, you can click on pay-per-view in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen on Messenger Pro, and it will show all of their recent pay-per-views, whether they bought it, what price, that kind of thing. So obviously, you want to look when they last bought. Did you try them 3 hours ago when they didn't buy? Okay, maybe don't try them again. Give people a cool down period, blah, blah, blah. But you want to be looking at their buying behavior. What kind of thing do they tend to buy? Some people do not buy sequences, right? And then some chatter will come on and try them for a sequence. That's not what they buy. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't buy. It's like, no, well, if you'd sold him one long video for 100, he would have bought it, right? So it's about being mindful about stuff like that. So you want to be looking at the pricing. Like, do they buy through the whole script, no questions asked? Cool. Well, you can sell them a sequence, full price, that's fine. But maybe they pay $400, they tip it, and then you send it with no pay-per-views, because some people prefer that. You need to be catering to these different buying behaviors, right? If you want to be making the most money. If they buy single pay-per-views, like I said, sell them that. They buy high ticket things, customs, right? Just use that information to make your plan. Now, you don't want to overuse the same sales strategy too many times. If some new person has come on and they buy a script on the first day, cool, like they spend $600. Now, the next day they buy another one. Like, that's great. You could probably sell them another one. They'll get bored eventually. They'll probably get bored. It's better if you can mix it up. Try selling them a single pay-per-view, just like a video. You can still sell them more single videos, but you don't want to overuse the same thing so it just becomes boring. That's how these things work. It's like gambling or porn or anything. If you keep doing the same thing, it'll get boring, right? So change things up. I recommend every 2 times, Just change it up. You can always go back to it. You can sell them a script again. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm saying don't just do the same thing back to back. And if you're going to sell a script, for example, a third time, fourth time, consider changing your pricing. If every time you go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and you're just doing that every time, they're going to recognize a pattern, okay? So consider all your options. Really think creatively about this. You can sell them a sequence, pay-per-views, photo sets, custom video call, depending if the creator does those things. You can sell, if it's a sub that's been around for a while and they've, say, bought 2 videos of a script, they didn't buy the rest. What we like to do is go, oh, well, the other night when I was doing, blah, blah, X, Y, and Z with you, I actually kept on taking videos even though, you stopped buying or you went to sleep or whatever. Maybe I could just show you and we'll send it for like $300, $400. Obviously you have to pitch it right, but it works. Like that's an option, okay? It's about thinking creatively. You can also sell GFE. So things like, oh, well, you can pay a one-off fee at the beginning of the week and then I'll send you stuff with no pay-per-view. That should be a last resort because it's kind of hard to sell everything else once you start selling people that. But, for an old sub that's kind of drying out, it's a good option. And the most important thing, you make your plan, right? The chat has made their plan. Pin your prospect, right? On inflow, you right click and you open in a new tab. So important. I hate seeing chatters like, oh, I've started a script with him. It's like, okay, well, are you keeping on top of it? Like you've left this guy for 10 minutes. Oh yeah. Well, if you pin them, that's what I call it, pin them, open them in a new tab, then you'll see when they reply. And you're on top of all of them. You can just go through and check them. Don't just expect yourself to remember because you won't, right? Pin your prospect. If you're enjoying the video so far, please leave it a like. It helps me out a lot. I do my best to give you guys as much practical advice as I possibly can. If you want more value like this, consider subscribing. Thank you. The best chatters can recognize upsell opportunities, right? They don't let people just buy one thing and fuck off. They can keep on getting as much money out of them as possible within reason, right? Now, the first thing when it comes to that is the fuck it button. If you've been doing this a while, you're probably familiar with this. People just get to a point, and all subs can do it, where they just fucking buy, and they'll just buy anything you put in front of them. You can recognize this by if people are just buying without asking any questions about the content, instantly, like no price queries, nothing, and they just seem so like locked in on it, you'll know, right? That's when you can keep on selling them because they're doing that now, they're doing it now because they're like, oh, well, I've already fucked up now. I may as well just keep going. It's like when people are on a diet and then they have like one cookie and then they fucking eat the whole thing, like the whole packet of Tim Tams, right? Oh, fuck it, I'll start tomorrow. It's that. So you need to recognize that. It doesn't mean they're going to be doing it tomorrow. So if they're buying a sequence like that, you can sell them another sequence. Just start halfway through and start at 200, 200, 200, 200 and keep going as long as it seems believable. Or better, you can sell a custom. Oh, well, seeing as we've been doing this, I was thinking about making something I haven't even done before. Like, I've never done anything like this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have a whole video on pitching customs. But that's a good time to get someone for a custom. People get scared. They're like, oh, he spent so much already. It's like, no, that's when you want to get them, right? Now, when people buy mass pay-per-views, if you send them out, you want to follow up instantly and get them excited about the next thing, right? You want to say something like, oh, I really hope you like this, but I've got an idea if you'll hear me out. Say something like that just to capture their attention, right? Even if there's someone that doesn't talk much and they just buy mass pay-per-views, if you get to them fast enough, you can usually actually get them to reply, right? And then get them on a script or something else. Same thing with pay-per-view looping. Sometimes you're not selling sequences. You're just selling videos that are a bit longer, whatever, but you don't want to just sell them one. You want to sell them a few. So the trick is the moment they buy it, like I'm saying the second, speed is key with everything chatting. The moment they buy it, say, oh, want to know what I'd do now if you're sexting, or say, now I've got an even better idea. Just something that will capture their attention so they don't sit with it and finish. right? That's literally what you're trying to avoid. You want them to think, okay, well, there's something more exciting coming, right? A good chatter will be able to take negative situations and turn it into money. If someone says like, oh, I can't spend as much anymore, maybe it's a big spender and they're coming to their end, then a good chatter might go, maybe I can sell him some kind of deal for 2 weeks with no pay-per-view, but he pays 1,000, right? Like a big whale will probably do that. And that's probably the last money you'll get out of them. Like you just do that a few times until they sort of dissipate, right? So turn negative situations into a sale. Custom opportunities present themselves when people say they're into specific things. You need to be able to recognize like, okay, well, he said he's into this. Like, how could I pitch him a video that will appeal to that, right? Obviously, if the model will do it. Like some chat, like it might seem obvious to you, but some chatters really don't have that creative sort of thought process. On the other hand, you don't want those chatters where the second any sub asks for anything, they're like, oh, this guy wants a custom picture of her with her boobs out and her tongue out. Like, no, that's a fucking waste of our time, her time, your time. Like, don't do that. If someone asks for like a custom photo, try to upsell a custom photo set that would actually be worth your time. It's all about making it worth it. So with customs, it's a bit tricky, but if someone is a decent spender or maybe not such a good spender, but they're into something, if you can get creative enough, a lot of the time you can use that kink or whatever to sell them. But what about when it's dead? When the traffic dies off, it's just a dead time on the account, whatever it may be. What the fuck do you do then, right? Well, no good opportunities means that everyone is an opportunity. There is nothing that I can't stand more than looking at an account and there's 10 chats and the chatter's like clearly not really talking to them. And I go, oh, so what are you doing? What's your plan? Like, oh, no. These guys are time wasters. They're time wasters. You're a fucking time waster. Try them, right? Try them. Everyone spends. If you're doing what I'm telling you before, where you're trying different sales strategies and like adjusting pricing and things like that, then you'll be able to get them to spend. Yes, some people are fucking annoying, right? Some people are fucking annoying and they're harder to sell than others. That's the difference between a whale and someone who's fucking annoying, right? Is that they take way more effort to sell, but you can still sell them. I promise you, if you sell them, if you were to go, I'll sell you everything in the vault for $5, they'll buy it. I guarantee you 80% of subs will buy it, right? Obviously don't do that. My point is, if you put in enough effort, you'll find a way to get them to buy. So they should be trying them. Try everyone. What you can do is send personalized messages to people and you can follow the opportunity hierarchy that I was telling you about. So what you can do is open up the purchases tab, assuming you're using Inflow, go through the people that have been buying in the past few days, shoot them a message, click on subscriptions, look through the people that renewed their subscription, new subscribers, stuff like that, shoot them a message, right? Click on notifications, who's been liking posts, send them a message, make the opportunities. If they're not there, make the opportunities. Worst case, message online fans. But when you're sending personalized messages, there's a simple way you can do it so that it doesn't just seem like a mass message, because you don't want that. A lot of people don't really reply to them. So send them a message using obviously their name, right? Use any information that you know about them. So if you've been filling up the notes, which the chatters really should be, you might know, oh, this guy's, having some problems at work. Like, oh, did you sort that stuff out at work? I've been thinking about you. Cool. A good trick you can use so it doesn't seem like a mass message is if you know where they're from, you reference the time. So you go, oh, well, what are you doing with your evening? Like, let's say it's the afternoon in Australia and you're messaging someone in America. Then it's going to be night for them. So you say, oh, it's the afternoon here, but are you still awake? What's the time over there? Like something like that, it's clearly you actually sent the message, right? Because you've referenced the time. You know what I mean? Or like, what are you doing with your weekend if it was Friday, right? It's little tricks like that, as opposed to just, how are you? That's not going to work, okay? Something you can do, if you have a lot of the time with whales, as you may be aware, they kind of don't come on all the time because they'll literally spend all their money. So what you can do is get the chatters to send pay-per-views to them when they're not online. But you want to put a lot of effort into how you drop it. Go like, oh no, I was doing something and I was thinking of you, blah, blah, blah. But make it seem like there's a genuine reason why you were sending it to them. Like, I know how much you love this, so I just thought I'd send you this, and just in case you wanted to see it. But the trick with that, so you know, a lot of you might be going, oh, well, that's like so spammy. They're going to hate that. I'm sick. Don't worry. Like, if you can make it seem like there's a good reason why you sent it, and you emphasize that there's no pressure at all, right? You're just giving them the option. If it's a big spender, they'll buy it and appreciate that. If they don't buy it, don't pressure them, right? Don't pressure them. All chatting is selling the right person, the right thing at the right time. Make sure your chatters are being mindful about making a plan. If they just drift through the chats and wait for an opening, as they say, I hate when they say that, right? Like, nah, you need to be looking out for people. Once they show up, make your plan. What are you going to sell them and how? Stick to your plan, act on it. So it's a huge mistake not doing that. It's going to cost a lot of money. And if you want to see 5 more really crucial mistakes that chatters make, watch this video right here and hopefully I can sort those out for you. Watch it. It's here. It's here.